Pardon?
No,
Built within the past year.
I don't think we built, I think what you're talking about is the Lisbon post office was built probably, what, 12, 14 years ago?
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, 12, 14 years
So are you
ago.
saying the state of Maine hasn't been a new post office in the past? year?
Unless something is burnt or been,
Yeah.
Or was deemed
or we were
unsafe.
kicked out of a building and we had to build something else. Most of the post offices are owned by private individuals and we rent from them. That's how we give back to the community, because we don't pay taxes. So when we rent, the people that rent to us have to pay taxes to the community. That's how we give back to the community. But we haven't built much recently that I know of.
I'd like to say something again. You know, if you guys take this post office and close it, this seems to be the remaining thing in Danville that I grew up with since I've been a little girl, this Danville post office. All the passenger trains left, and now we only have Danville post office. We don't have our store no more, just Danville post office, and that means a lot to us people. And we don't want to lose it. We just don't want to lose it.
I just, there's no answer to that. That's a hard question that's got to be answered.
Would you come up with a fee, that if we could pay that fee every year annually, that it would offset this
I thought
savings?
about that too.
Let us know what that is.
Let's see, there are 62 rented post office blocks.
I understand that, you have the discounted thing, and there are ways. I mean, I know ways of going through studies, and there are ways of having it come out, but, you know, explore that option for you in the realm of your experience. And maybe there's no way you can do it because you have some regulation that prohibits that.
We have to offer one free form of delivery. And if there's no carrier service, then that's always usually the first free form. After that, it's the free PO box. So we would be increasing cost to bring carrier service in order to make a charge to the PO boxes. There was something out back. Oh,
No, go ahead. You can go first.
I had a couple of questions.
Yes.
One was, is it ever taken into consideration the walkability of a community? You know, since Danville is really, you know, in a certain area, and it's very walkable, you know, whereas like if you, and obviously I'm not going to walk to Rodman Road or whatever, but the Rodman Road facility is in a very commercial area and that's not someplace where you really walk to. Is that something that's ever considered when you're, you know, making a decision like that?
It is. It is, because we have to look at when most of the rural offices are built. You know, we look at the condensed area in that small area when we first created them. So when we come back, or when we're backing away from them, yeah, we do have to take that into account. And that's, you know, it's along the lines of the rural delivery. Are we able to bring that back in so they don't have that walking? You know, it takes they used to walk down, all they have to do is walk to the end of the driveway and get their mail. That, you know, to be honest, that's what their response is going to be when they look at the walkability of the post office. A lot of the times, people say the elderly or the senior citizens from the community, that gets them up, they walk to the office, that's their walk for the day. And I've actually had them send it to me and they say, well, now without the post office, they're not going to be able to walk. I guess it gives them a reason, you know, and sometimes I sit there and think to myself, you know, that's, you know, the post office, we can't be, you know, you know, everything for that community, you know, and it's great to know that we are, and it's like, I've done meetings where nobody shows up. That doesn't make me feel good. I've gone up there to hear everybody's opinion, nobody's there. When there's a lot of people there and they're yelling at me, you guys are being very nice. It's not fun, it's nerve-wracking. I'm nervous as can be when I'm doing that, but at least it's telling me the community wants the post office, not that, hey, nobody showed up, you know, whatever you want. But some of the owners sometimes with it, you know, when I think of it, and I'm sitting there at my desk doing a lot of the paperwork that comes in, is the, you know, the postal service, you know, we're not really telling that person to get up and walk. You know, the community, if the community is a vibrant community, speaks, you know, the use of the name between each other and helping and supporting each other, you know, people, if there's the elderly, the post office, we end up looking out for them a lot. If you don't see their mail coming, you know, you give somebody a heads up, somebody the mail's not there. it's just, you know, into the community, it's a scary thought. Well, if Sharon's not there and something happened and the mail is building up, you know, nobody's gonna notify somebody. Well, there's that carrier who's gonna see mail built up, because we have carrier alert. And he's gonna say, wait a minute, now, Mrs. Smith doesn't pick the mail up, she picks it up every day. It's been 3 days. You know, he's gonna stop, or she's gonna stop. She's gonna make a remark to the postmaster, and the call most likely is gonna be made to take a look at it. It's not as quick and easy as when the postmaster's there and tells the next customer who comes in. I agree with that. But the carrier still has that connection sometimes with the community.
You know, an important consideration too, where most of you probably don't get rural delivery, is it safe to assume that most of you here are box holders in Danville? Your rural carrier can perform virtually every single function that a window clerk can, with the exception, I think, of registered mail. I think that's the only service they can provide.
And what
They
packages?
can do CODs, they can take packages, you have to pay for them, obviously, you leave the money with the carrier. Then you can print postage off your computer if you have a computer. You can leave postage for the carrier, you can buy stamps from them. You can have parcels picked up. So that rural carrier can provide a lot of those services that you're currently walking to get now.
You have to be home when they get there.
And I don't, to echo Jim, I don't want to be sarcastic, but is crime a real problem in Danville?
No.
It's not, because of the sense of community here. You know where your neighbors are.
You don't know if you put post offices that much
Are.
happens.
You can say all you want to say about that rural carrier, it's coming from house to house to house, but that's not going to provide us with that gathering place.
You're right, it will, that's the one thing she can't provide. And your rural carrier is lovely, by the way.
And
But
when,
where we live, we can't get.
She is.
She had 2 points to her question.
Yeah,
How far away do you live from the line of travel to carry this town? Is it more than half a mile?
No, our driveway,
Mhm.
you want to make it up.
But you would.
Our bridge is unsafe.
We won't go up driveways. Right, I'll tell you that right now. We don't go up driveways, but you can put a box at the end of
No,
the
you can't.
driveway.
Because the
We can't.
Danville Junction don't have criminals and
Crossing.
bad behavior.
Yeah.
Up there, our road does.
No.
They would take the mailbox overnight.
Yeah.
We have a lot of drugs and things going on.
Just the logistics of walking down the driveway in February.
Yeah.
She's got a second half to it.
Right, well, my other question, and I'm not actually a resident of Danville right now, but my family is hoping to purchase a house in the post office box area. If this ended up happening, would I be able to get a post office box and use the Danville zip code, or is that only true for existing post office box holders?
You would have to be existing at the time of the move.
Okay.
Yeah. You would have to be existing prior to.
But there's nothing to prevent you from renting a box in Danville right now.
I'm already going there.
In the event the post office closes, is there any possible chance of having a deposit box in the general community?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That should
I
be-
shouldn't jump so quick, absolutely, but.
I know, yeah.
Because it involves a carrier to pick up and a scanning, which it becomes an issue, and if we already have a carrier doing pickup, it would have to be something that we address and talk, the postmaster or Bob would have to talk.
I thought
to.
that might be convenient if people have the fear of leaving a letter or
Yeah, to provide a
something in your
secure
box.
place. Yep.
One of the things with rural carriers and safety of a box, anybody can put a lock on their mailbox, even on a rural box, as long as you've got a slot big enough for the mail to go through. If you have money for the carrier, all you have to do is leave them a note in the box to honk, and transactions can be done that way.
If you're home.
If you're home, yes. And a lot of people, yeah, and it's not being able to be home to meet that carrier. If there's cases with parcels, and you know you're not gonna be home. I know with my carriers in Norway, they know, they built that relationship with their customers. They know they're not gonna be there, they know where they're gonna leave. I only ask my carrier, you don't go into somebody's home, like in a carport, inside of a door, something like that, somewhere it's safe. It's amazing what, the carriers can do, and I'm not sitting here trying to blow smoke and, like, this is the best thing. It's not the best for everybody. For some people, PO boxes is still the best. And there is even going to PO boxes as far as to New Austin, which may be closer, but it would be requiring a change of address. There's options out there. It's just a matter of everybody's choice. And then I want to say, if it gets that far, we're talking like it's a dead horse. We don't know yet. We do not know yet. I definitely want to make sure everybody understands that. It's a proposal. If it goes to headquarters for a decision, we still don't know what their decision will be or what is going on in the political arena above us. Yes?
I'm curious about the, what you have to pay a carrier to come out with that compared to what they, give.
Well, the carrier already comes out and actually comes around the actual whole community for the most part. It's going to cost us about, and the cost that I factored was for, as if everybody in the PO box went to the street. So it's a worst case scenario, costing us $5,600.
$5,400.
$5,000.
Additional cost to deliver the mail out here if everybody took
Also,
one.
does the postal service have a contract with UPS to deliver some of the boxes?
No.
No.
They do, they pay the post office to deliver some of the boxes.
Oh, delivering parcels.
Parcels,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, we have an agreement with them. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I know this one here, the UPS goes to the post office.
Yes, we call it the last mile, yeah. Which is kind of funny when it's a PO box because there is no, usually the boxes are coming in, we're sending it out with a carrier out into the mountains or somewhere out the back road, so UPS will have them there. And we both look at it, and at that point, we both make money. Yes.
I had a question concerning possibly getting an extension, kind of piggybacking off the marketing that this gentleman brought up. If we were to utilize the new road extension on Black Hack Road, they just redid it, putting up more signs near the turnpike, doing a marketing survey with people going through Irving, and we've got the new marketplace up there with the mobile station, having signs pointing down into Danville to utilize the new road. Before it was like hell going through there. Maybe being able to get an extension for a year for a decision to allow for some of that revenue to start coming in if we were to start utilizing those avenues of marketing the post office.
Convenience of the post
I
office.
asked for an extension on another study, but my manager said no, because they have to. There are certain timeframes within the study that are mandatory by law, by Title 39.
Okay.
That's the 60-day and the 30-day posting. Then it's my job to make sure it goes through as smooth and as, not quick, but as efficient as possible, so the community's not left out there for 2 years, a year and a half, wondering what's happening. If it was all to stop, then it's my duty to make sure I get a posting out there and the communication to the community that the study is over. Everything stays, it remains the same. Same thing if it goes to a closure, then I must keep everybody notified. You can't bring them out, try to extend them out for other means.
What would you guess our odds are of keeping the office open?
I would guess. I wouldn't want to know,
That's dangerous.
Yes. Yeah, that's a dangerous.
It's just hard to say with what's going to happen in the political arena. We don't know what's going to happen in Congress.
Just to put it out there, was any correlation made with the declining revenues and the declining hours? Because
No.
it's a lot
Was it
more
looked at-
difficult to use the post office because I've got to remember, oh no, she won't be back until 2, or, for buying my stamps, and I do buy my stamps, and I do business at the post office, but I work part-time, and so I have to remember,
These hours.
Yeah.
and it gets difficult sometimes, and sometimes I do end up, emergency, I've got a letter that's got to go out, I've got to get the stamp, I can't, and so I do go elsewhere, but I try to use the post office as much as I can. But
Yeah, the post office, when they may start at like 7.5, 8 hour window in your normal office. Then those hours is dictated by what and we call it Form 150, what the size and the level of the office is. And it takes into account boxes, revenue coming in, and that's what dictates those hours. And it's a national thing.
I worked retail, and they did, the company decided